Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to the rabbit hole. I got COVID for Christmas, so yeah, that's why I haven't been up this week. I'm feeling mostly better, still a bit dizzy, but not too bad. Good enough that I can actually do this today. I've tried all week long, it was all kinds of bad. Anyhow, today we're going to talk about your God-given talents, gifts, whatever you want to call them, and trauma, how trauma can actually kick them in and make them stronger. Yeah. Anyhow, so my God-given gifts, if you will. Like I said, there was some stuff when I was little. The sitting on top of the refrigerator eating a banana. Yeah. So, I am all the Claires. All the Claires. I am empathic to an extreme. I am telepathic. I'm a healer. I can mess with the elements a bit. Those are my mains. Those are my main ones that most people that know me know I'm capable of. So looking back across my life over the last week, a couple weeks now, because I've been bedridden for a week, I realized my gifts started at a very, very young age. Like, the banana incident. And then, if you watch the Christmas trauma one, Christmas Eve, 85, when I was bawling and begging to not have to go to that adopted home, that was my intuition telling me, hey, these people are batshit. You don't want to go there. Obviously something that couldn't really be fixed at that time. And I've had incidents of that happening throughout my life. I was 16 and getting my blood drawn to have my tonsils out, right? So I go and I sit down in the chair, and I've never had a problem getting my blood drawn. And this guy walked in and I freaked. I freaked. And then this other guy walked in and I calmed right down and let him draw my blood just fine. And come to find out, I would have been the very first person that other guy had drawn blood on. So, yeah. Intuition. My intuition was so strong with my third husband that I'd look at him and go, this is in the mailbox. And I'd walk out to the mailbox and whatever I said was there, was there. I could look at him and say, your mom's getting ready to call. 2 seconds later, his mother would call. There was so much, I was like dead on like a good 95% of the time. Until, his narcissistic ass started messing with my mind and made me think I was losing my mind. Now I'm regaining that ability, just slowly. I'm not quite at the point where I was back then, but I'm almost there, which is great for me, not so great for other people. Anyhow, so there was somebody I'm really close to, when we were younger, twisted their ankle and I was able to heal it. And there's many a people, mainly kids, that I've healed. I've helped people get pregnant. Yeah, a lot of people that know me can attest to this. So, if you watched, which one was it? The Twin Flame video. I was talking about there was an incident that came up from, my twin flame bond kicking in. And I'm going to tell you about that now because it goes with this. And at the time, it was extremely embarrassing for one, and traumatizing. Now it doesn't bother me, but this is the first incident that I remember my empathic side kicking in. And I'm sure it started before this. This is just the first one I remember. So we used to have a room with a pool table, darts, all that crap, right? This was the first adoption, the first few years of hell. My brothers decided that, they were going to tie me naked to a doorway. And they had a friend over. And I remember, trying to get loose and telling them to let me go, which didn't help matters, but they were trying to get this friend of theirs to touch me, play with me, whatever you want to call it. Now, this kid never touched me, okay? This poor kid, this is where my empathy came in. It got to the point where I wasn't worried about myself anymore. I could feel this poor kid losing his shit, going, oh my God, what do I do? This kid didn't look up at me. He didn't touch me. He didn't do nothing. He was embarrassed to be there. He was embarrassed for me. And that poor kid did not know what to do on anything. So that was my first time I remember feeling, someone else's feelings to that extent. And if you ever come across this, you know who you are. Forgive yourself. I have nothing against you. Now, I don't know if he ever told anybody or not. I don't know. But that was traumatizing for him, not just me. Oh my God, I'm still draining, like, really bad. So, they say that your empathy is made from trauma. I don't know if that's true because my life, as far as I remember, back to 2 was trauma. I don't know. I know, like, the more you go through, it does kind of enhance it. And I'm not advocating for trauma at all. I'm not saying, oh, go through trauma. Hell no. Fuck that. But it does, like, strengthen your intuition and your empathy. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is because there's a lot of people out there that have these kind of gifts. Some have other gifts. Even like earth angels. Everybody, it makes us feel different, okay? And not in a good way. People look at us differently. When I was younger, everybody, when I was really young, it was like everybody thought I was freak, because of what I could do and things I remember, that kind of stuff. And it comes down to, you know, be yourself. Don't care what anybody else thinks about you. You know, it took me a lot of years to like not hide who I am. My my first husband, you know, he knew who I was. He knew what I was. He watched me do things that nobody has. He didn't care. It didn't affect us. You know, he actually thought it was pretty cool. My second husband was scared to death of me. My third husband, I hid it from him because my second husband was scared to death. And then when I brought it out, he thought it was cool. And then, you know, all kinds of bad. From teaching people that don't need to know how to do stuff. You know. So, you know, don't hide who you are. Don't flaunt who you are. And if you're going to teach people something, make sure they're worthy of learning it. And, you know, I grew up thinking I was a witch. I had a foster sister teach me how to do divination with deck cards, regular playing cards. And so then as I got older and different things were happening, because like being able to heal, it was an instinctual thing that I just did. And then a couple of years later, you know, I moved to Kentucky because I met my biological mom, and that's when my telepathy kicked in, like bam, all of a sudden it was just like there. And I literally thought I was losing my mind, because I'd never had anything like that happen. And you know, when you tell people you're hearing voices, it's not good. But luckily, you know, my mother didn't think I was losing my mind because she knew my family's stuff. I didn't know at the time. But there's a good 2 weeks there, I thought about checking myself in, okay? Come to find out, it was my dad talking to me. But, there's instances like that that's going to make you think you've lost your mind. And if you tell other people, they're going to think you lost your mind. So then you're dealing with it on your own, you know, and it's really hard when you can't talk to people about something like that that's making you feel crazy. And I've dealt with it, you know, throughout my life, but on a core level, like, I know better. Like, I know, you know, if it comes naturally, you know, it's not crazy. So if you need help with anything like this, feel free to reach out. If you don't have anybody else to reach out to, feel free to reach out to me. I can help you. With pretty much anything you can think of when it comes to that kind of stuff, actually. Thank you guys for liking, and thank you for sharing. And I'm still kind of sick, so I'm cutting this short. And you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for subscribing. thank you for donating to my PayPal for this channel. Extremely helpful right now. Extremely helpful right now because I gotta figure out how I'm getting to Kentucky for a funeral after I've been off work sick for 2 months. So, y'all have a wonderful day. I'm getting dizzy, so I'm gonna go lay back down. Love you all.